It began not in a lab, but on a music track. The early 90s saw producers wrestling with something new, perfect machines, making perfect sounds. But perfection was alienating. So engineers invented MIDI humanization, algorithms, slight delays, off beat clicks, randomized velocity, to make digital performances feel like they came from real, fallible humans. It wasn't about artistry or nostalgia. It was a cold calculation. Trust is built on familiarity, and machines had to learn how we speak in imperfection.
Digital texture tools have revolutionized creative workflows by enabling precise control over surface detail, material interaction, and visual depth, transforming how we simulate reality, evoke emotion.
What once required a roll of film and hours in the darkroom can now be achieved with a few taps on your phone. Instagram filters, vintage textures, and artificial handwriting are not just aesthetic choices. They're part of an industry built to sell us something that was supposed to be unbuyable. Authenticity. It's ironic enough that imperfection has become marketable, but more troubling is how we've come to trust these digital fakes as real. A grainy photo no longer feels like nostalgia. It feels honest. After the archival breaks, let's consider how AI handwriting generators are already being used in education and marketing. Love letters written by algorithms. Why not? When we can't even tell the difference between a handwritten thank you note and one generated from a prompt. These tools don't just mimic human flaws, they exploit them, selling us curated imperfection like counterfeit luxury goods. The irony is that in trying to feel real, these digital artifacts only highlight now about how digital tools replicate centuries of wear in seconds. Artists and designers use these simulations to age their work, creating a false sense of history. What used to be slow, organic decay, faded ink, torn paper, is now a button press away. But when everything looks old before it's even lived, does anything feel real? We've created an aesthetic arms race, where the first thing we do is lie about how long something has existed. The arms race between authenticity and simulation has accelerated to a dizzying pace. What was once simple mimicry, like an AI misspelling as te to seem human, is now more sophisticated. Algorithms not only simulate typos, but also cognitive patterns, like how someone with dyslexia might process text or stutter. These aren't mistakes. They're carefully orchestrated cues meant to bypass our filters for artificiality. Meanwhile, detection systems are evolving in parallel. Deepfake analysis tools, now monitor micro expressions, voice modulations, and even how a person breathes during a speech. These forensic cues were once invisible to the untrained eye, but are becoming standard metrics for detecting artificial origin. It's like trying to catch a ghost by measuring its footprints before it has any. The recent Reform candidate campaign illustrates how this arms race affects real-world outcomes. A leaked AI-generated video, seemingly showcasing policy ideas and charm, was later debunked, but not before it seeded doubt in viewers' minds. The line between reality and fabrication is no longer a line at all. It's a blur. And the more we sharpen our tools to see through it, the faster the other side sharpens their masks. When you look at a photograph, what gives it its authenticity? Not the pixels or composition, but that quiet whisper of time, of having been there. Roland Barthes called this having been there. The magic of the past made tangible in an image. But what happens when machines begin to replicate these signs so well, we can't tell the difference? If every photo is already staged with digital patina and grainy filters, then authenticity itself becomes performance. What was once a signifier of truth? Nowhere is this paradox clearer than in how we consume media. A photo that looks decades old can be freshly generated by an AI. But it's not just the image, it's the feeling, the sense of something once real. We're being asked to trust fakes that feel ancient, while authentic things must prove their age through increasingly artificial means. Mark Fisher called this the nostalgia mode, a form of cultural paralysis where we settle for an eternal past filtered through new technologies. The 30s never end. Neil Postman warned long ago that not all technologies are equal. Some are designed to lie. In an age where authenticity is manufactured, the line between reality and simulation blurs until they become one. We've outsourced trust to algorithms trained on deception, then demanded those same systems prove their sincerity using the very tools of falsehood. The original no longer matters. It's the performance of its absence that defines it now. We live in a world where fakeness is the only authenticity left standing.